There comes a time in life when we find ourselves standing at a crossroads, torn between what we know and what we feel. In that moment, the gravity of our thoughts weighs heavily on our hearts, making us question everything we've believed about ourselves and the world around us. Sometimes our thoughts get tangled in a web of confusion, and we're left questioning the very foundation of who we are. But in those moments of uncertainty, the truth has a way of rising to the surface, forcing us to confront the emotions we've hidden deep inside. The mind and heart have a language of their own, a language that's often too complicated to understand. But when the two are in conflict, the result is always the same: an inner turmoil that refuses to be ignored. And right now, I find myself caught in the middle of that storm. You can try to bury your feelings beneath layers of logic and reason, but they have a way of surfacing at the most unexpected times. It's as if the heart knows what the mind refuses to accept, and in those moments, we're forced to acknowledge what we've been avoiding. The weight of my thoughts feels unbearable, and yet I can't seem to stop them from spiraling. My mind races, trying to make sense of the chaos, while my heart aches with the emotions I can no longer ignore. Something has shifted, and I can no longer pretend everything is okay. There are moments in life when the words we need to say become impossible to express. Our thoughts become tangled, our emotions too complex to untangle. But even in those moments of silence, the truth always finds a way to be heard. I stand at the edge of something I can't fully grasp, yet I feel its pull deep within my soul. The thoughts swirling in my mind are louder than any voice, and the emotions running through my veins are more intense than anything I've ever experienced before. It's as if the universe is trying to speak through me, sending messages I can't ignore. My thoughts are filled with contradictions. My feelings are turbulent, and I find myself lost in the complexity of it all. But perhaps it's in the chaos that the most profound truths are revealed. Sometimes you have to sit with the discomfort of your emotions before you can understand them. But when you finally face the storm inside you, you realize that it wasn't something to fear, it was something you needed to grow through. I have something serious to report to you, something that weighs heavily on my heart. It's not just the thoughts that occupy my mind, but the way they intertwine with the deepest parts of my soul, pulling me in directions I never expected to go. The thoughts racing through my mind are too loud to ignore, yet I can't quite find the words to explain them. It's like trying to capture lightning in a bottle, an impossible task, yet one that I can't seem to escape. I'm standing on the precipice of something I don't fully understand. My heart is racing, my thoughts are scattered, and yet there's a deep knowing that something significant is about to unfold. And I'm terrified of what that might mean. In moments like this, the heart and mind don't always align. My thoughts tell me one thing, but my emotions pull me in a completely different direction. It's as if I'm being torn between two worlds, and neither one seems to offer the answers I'm desperately searching for. I wish I could explain what's going on inside my mind, but the words seem to escape me. There's so much happening within, so many conflicting emotions swirling together, and it feels like everything I thought I knew is slowly unraveling. There's an unsettling stillness within me, as if something big is about to happen. My thoughts are racing, but I can't quite grasp the clarity I need to understand what's coming. All I know is that the winds of change are blowing in my direction. We often try to silence the voices of doubt and fear, but the harder we try, the louder they become. And right now, my thoughts and emotions are so powerful that they're impossible to ignore. Something is shifting, and I'm not sure how to handle it. Sometimes the weight of our thoughts is too much to bear, and we find ourselves trapped in a cycle of worry and uncertainty. But in those moments, we must remind ourselves that clarity comes when we stop trying to control everything and simply allow ourselves to feel. The storm brewing inside me is no longer something I can contain. It's as if my emotions are pushing me to speak out, to release what I've been holding in for so long. And while I don't fully understand it, I know it's time to face the truth. When our thoughts become too overwhelming, it's easy to lose sight of what really matters. But even in the chaos, there's always a quiet truth waiting to be discovered, a truth that can only be revealed when we stop running from what we feel.